Hi there, is Dieter from Northern Germany. Why is it so important to roll out an Ukrainian-Russian dream? And what is the problem with the West Ukraine if it doesn't have any dream, if it's not dreaming, if Russia is not opening the door for the West and the East Ukrainian to join something like a common shared vision about the economical development, then Russia will never be able to really counter the divide and conquer script and the divide and conquer nationalization of the West and the East of the Ukraine. So it's pretty important to counter the whole script and the whole division and the whole war agenda, which seems to be in itself not counterable. If the Russian bear is open, if it's debating the things, and if it's discussing the fault lines of Yanukovych and the former corrupt oligarchs, it will open the whole debate to solve the thing. Why is this so crucial? You cannot divide and conquer a nation which is not enraged, which is not focused on the facts which nationalize and which separate from Russia. And when I have to and so this is pretty important. And it's pretty important not to waste time with that, as the ongoing effect and result and the effort of the 5 billion, for example, 5 billion euro, not euro, but $5 billion paid from Barbara Nuland's and John McCain's American Ukraine regime change think tank conglomerate. This still has a huge effect, and also the effect is visible and it needs to be countered. And the only thing which really counters something and which is reopening and which is loss limiting and loss controlling the loss in the separation between the East and the West of the Ukraine and the European and the Russian trade dream, if you like, is to reopen and to counter the polarization, to act against, and to roll out an agenda against the division and the divide and conquer thing. If people in the west of the Ukraine, and no one should be surprised by this content and this video, if the west of the Ukraine is deciding to join Europe and is deciding not to trust Russia anymore, how can Russia reopen the door, which they should have done in the last quarter of this year, in the last month, in which Russia also divided and conquered and polarized and nationalized against NATO in itself, and also the Russians in the east of the Ukraine, which they have missed, which normally everyone will miss when you are put into a corner, and if you want to counter this corner situation of yourself, you have to be an open bear which is standing there and saying, well, we are still there, we now have the gas deal done, winter is coming. We saw that when we put ourselves, the bear is taking its own nose and is saying, well, we Russians did wrong. We missed the things also together with your oligarchs, your corrupt elite, which has been connected to us in Russia, and we missed to develop a different kind of Russian-Ukrainian trade, economic change dream. And this dream needs to be developed now. And for that reason, to restart an Ukrainian-Russian dream, Russia needs to put the bare nose of itself, and it needs to say, well, we discuss now every concrete part of the fault lines we did wrong, out of themselves. And so, as the West Ukrainian media landscape has been changed, and also the party, the Communist Party, the Party of the Regions, and the pro-Russian parties have been cleared out of the political landscape by measure A, B, C, D, E. The only way to counter this is by viral and accessible internet media, internet content, internet viral debate. The grassroots debate can, in a way, control the loss of Russia when it's divided according to the West Ukraine more from Europe and also from the Ukraine. And why is that? And how can this be done? Every part of the Russian fault line of history, according to the things after 1990, if it would be discussed and Russia would really take care and would develop out of every fault in this fault line a concrete new dream, a reform step for the east of the Ukraine, for Crimea, and for the west of the Ukraine, it would help to counter, according to every dissatisfaction reason, the divide and conquer thing, because the reasons why people demonstrated, and they really demonstrated against the oligarchs and also, even if they have oligarchs in power now, but anyway, pro-Western, pro-NATO, pro-America and anti-Russian oligarchs using the dissatisfaction for their own goals and hijacking and heating up the regime change in the first place. But anyway, Russia would simply counter it in a different way. It would take care, it would repent according to its own arrogance, not have done it earlier. And it would always say, this is the fault line of the nationalized regime change approach, and this is our fault line, and this is the new dream. And the next part of the fault line would do the same. And this shouldn't be a surprise, I guess. So Russia should already know it, and Russia needs to do so now. And it needs to be discussed in the content lead spoke media channels of, for example, Russia Today and Russian media. Why? Because if Russia is not discussing it, who will then diversify this fault line and new dream concretization, if you like? A new dream needs to be concretely discussed based on the fault lines of yourself. So if a strong bear is proving in every aspect of a fault line, there are various reasons why the West Ukrainians have demonstrated and wanted to be more Western and have been hijacked, if you like, and have been instrumentalized and used in the Maidan protest and have been cheated, if you like, from America. So if you discuss the fault lines and the new dream aspects of the Russian-Ukrainian dream, the possibility is highest if the IMF deal, the Americans and the Europeans cannot deliver anything, and they will be not much in the things they can deliver. They have the $5 billion, they have the IMF loans, they have the help from Europe and America and investors, and they will suck the things out of the west of the Ukraine. The war will be ongoing, and this would be a concrete counter which allows the west and the east of Ukraine to be, with the highest possibility, somehow confederated and not split and not failed state, and also not failed stated, if you like. The failed state, the frozen war, which is in a way an ongoing hot war, which is killing people. Kiev is killing people, and the counter is also killing. But the aggression starts from the Maidan thing, from the nationalists, from Poroshenko and Yatsenyuk, and their nationalistic entities who have returned to the fire and fight line. So the highest possibility of a peaceful outcome, and this is very important for Europe, this is very important for Russia, and the limitation logic